I learned a lot of life lessons at a young age. Coming from parents who worked for the New York City Police Department, it definitely had its ups and downs. I was always amused with the adventurous stories my father would bring home at the end of the day. My mom, being a lady and officer of the law, would always uphold the idea of treating people with CPR, courtesy, professionalism, and respect. And everyone in the department knew it because that acronym was plastered on every car in the station. I have the utmost respect for my parents to this day and respect their duty to protect our city and streets. Their call of duty was challenged on that Tuesday. Brooklyn, being a borough next to Manhattan and where I grew up, was backhanded with panic and fear throughout the city that morning. I will never forget September 11, 2001, and I'm sure you won't either. School had just started and quickly closed with the threat of terrorism plaguing our streets, and I was promptly picked up by my grandma, who told me I would be staying with her for a few days. At the age of 13, the only thing I knew was that the city was in a state of panic, my parents were working to protect us, and I wouldn't have to attend school. What I didn't know was that you could turn on every TV channel and find the breaking news about the attacks that shook the nation for hours, days, and eventually weeks. Several hours went by before I spoke to my parents, and when I finally heard my mother's voice, she told me they would be working overtime for the next few weeks. Yes, I was used to the long hours, but couldn't fathom not seeing my parents for 2 weeks straight. That is what happened. Every officer in the city was working on call and overtime, putting in 18-hour days in order to help dig and rescue trapped civilians, fallen brothers, and our city's bravest lost in the horrific rubble. I loved being at my grandma's, but nothing made me feel better than being at home with my mom on the couch or driving to the store with my dad. 2 weeks passed, and our state was still under high alert, and although I saw my parents on occasion, their hard work was still needed. I was bitter, angry, and at times sad that I didn't see my parents for such a long period of time. Then I thought to myself, who was I to be bitter when there are kids that won't even have the luxury of seeing their parents ever again? I thought to myself, how dare you be so fortunate to have two parents that can come home to you once this rough patch is over. Then I realized, how dare you be so blessed to be one of the lucky ones.